Und Jürgen Ballert, mein Lieber, bevor es gleich losgeht, soll ich dir schöne Grüße von Jens Morgenstern ausrichten. Der sagt, ihr habt mir noch eine Wette offen und du musst so oder so mit dem Gästebock fahren.
Ja, ich werde das auch mal machen.
Ja.
Vielleicht nicht heute, aber irgendwann muss ich da rein.
Ich weiß, den bin ich noch schwach.
Ja, aber ich freue mich schon auf den Tag. Ich kommentiere es für dich. Ja? Und wehe, du hast einen Late Exit out of Turn 9. Wehe. Aber dann. Ah, ging die Mikros nicht mehr oben. Er kann sich nicht mehr... Wir unterbrechen die hervorragende Musik aus dem Kreis und auch wenn ich noch etwas aus...
Ja. Guter Trainer hat gesagt, bitte nicht durchholen.
Des Sportschrittenverbandes für Deutschland und die soll gleich mal merken.
BMW IBSF World Championships here at Winterberg in Germany, and we are looking forward to the final run for the two-woman competition. It is a German 1, 2, 3 headed at the moment by Lisa Buchwitz from Lara Nolte and Kim Kriki, and it promises to be very dramatic indeed. We're down to the fastest 20. Only the top 20 progress to this fourth heat. Huge crowd here at the Winterberg track, and they've been treated to some great action with the first two heats of the four-man competition this morning, and we've just finished heat 3 of the women's. Kim Kriki got a new track record yesterday, but in heat 2 fell to third and was unable to claw back really any of that lost time, so she is third and on the back foot here because she's 0.23 of a second away from the leader Lisa Buchwitz. Second, Lara Nolte, winner of the Monobob last week, and many people's tip for victory. 900's back, let's see what she can do. It was a good second run, but not quite good enough. And again, when you're talking of hundredths of a second, it's the blink of an eye, but that is how competitive bobsleighing is. So Lara Nolte with Deborah Levy second, and this the team to beat. Lisa Buchwitz and Vanessa Mark. It is Vanessa's 28th birthday as well, and a World Championship on a birthday would be quite some present. 900ths to the good going into Heat 4, and this is the benchmark team, the team they're all aiming for the 2024 BMW IBSF World Championships. So this, the order after Heat 3. Lisa Buchwitz ahead of Lara Nolte, Kim Kriki third. Keisha Love is fourth, equal. Bree Walker tied with her. Ilana Myers-Taylor is sixth, Adele Nicol seventh, and in eighth it is Cynthia Appia ahead of Bianca Rebi, Andrea Greu, then Melanie Hasler, who dropped back in Heat 3. Katy Bile is clear of Margot Boch, Ying, Linda Wyszkowska next. And outside the top 20, we lose Sarah Blizzard, Georgetta Popescu, Leah Hasselvanter, and Lauren Jolo. David Addison and Aaron Gallagher looking forward to a great battle for the win and the medals, and a great battle, I think, also for probably sixth and back.
Yeah, how exciting is this, David? I mean, obviously we've got the big three at the top. Yep. They've pulled away a bit of a gap, so I think we're going to see a bit of a race within a race for those three. But looking down the leaderboard, tied for fourth, can you believe it, across 3 heats, and they come down exactly the same time. So, yeah, tied for fourth, so there's going to be a battle for fourth. There's going to be another big battle for seventh, which currently Adele Nicol leads the way on that one from Great Britain. Yeah. But all the way back to 11th, there's just 0.08 seconds in it, which is just, it's nothing. I mean, that is insane, isn't it? I think you blink at 0.04. So I mean, we're talking, you know, we're talking millimeters. Yeah. Yeah, and like, so we're looking down the field. There's battles all the way down.
We're going to go in reverse order. So 20th in the times goes first. That is Riley TJack. And again, one of the stories of Heat 3 was a change of brakewoman, Justana Matson replacing Jasmine Jones. Poor Riley has had 3 crashes in the 3 heats, but she stayed in the top 20, stayed in the competition.
Yeah, and that's really important. I mean, so Riley, again, new to driving, so it's great that she can stay in this competition. And Justina Matson as well coming into it. I mean, potentially Jasmine just feeling the effects of a couple of those crashes yesterday.
Maybe, yeah. Kim Kriki is the defending world champion. Lisa Bukl silver last year, the absent and pregnant, and we wish her well. Kaylee Humphries was bronze. The women's competition, first run as a world championship in 2000. Heat 4 underway. Riley TJack and Justina Matson will go, and let's see what the start time is going to be. 5.84. That's the target for everybody else.
Okay, so a little bit slower than their last heat, and a bit of problem getting in there as well. They took quite a lot out of corner 0. Now Riley promised us she was going to get the hang of that last corner.
She did
in the last heat. So let's keep an eye on that, and hopefully she does.
So there are 5 timing points heading down the hill after that start time. You'll see as subsequent sleds go, being compared against the overall best time. And the times you're seeing is the aggregate. So this is the 4 times added together. And the last corner, the Zeal curver, has been the undoing of Riley TJack over the previous 3 heats. Crashed each time, bit of a skid there as well. Building up to that fast part of the track. Then after turn 9, it gets quicker and quicker, a little bit ragged. Then way up the wall, another crash, but it's happened earlier. And is she going to get to the end? Comes through the Zeal curver and does break the beam, but that, I think, is the scariest of the crashes that she's had.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about that transition from 13 to 14, and a lot of the drivers have been struggling there, and she was a bit shaky around that corner last time, and that led her into that, those big waves through corner 14, where she rolled the sled, obviously, over the finish line, but this time she's got it wrong. Just off 13 there and rolled. Hopefully the girls are all right. But there was lots of taps, lots of bangs all the way down on this run.
Kind of pinball, didn't it, from one side to the other?
It did.
And there, look, coming out of the labyrinth out of 11, bang.
Just couldn't quite save it. Just not quite doing enough off that corner. You see, it's a bit of a late exit, and that's meant the sled is, all the momentum, if you like, is leaning over to the right, and the sled has rolled. So,
but an awful feeling now, because there's absolutely nothing either of you can do. You just got to wait for this almost nightmarish ride to end.
This is it. It's all about just get low as possible and make sure your shoulders aren't on the ice.
Well, they're both up and out, and poor old Riley TJack's had a tough weekend, and Justina Matson, who's only competed today, she hobbled away a little bit. Well, she helped over the barrier.
A bit tentative, bless her, Riley. But hey, look, she's at a World Championships, representing her country. She'd be proud of herself. And like I said, the great thing about Riley is she always has a huge smile on her face. And actually, I can say that about the entire American team. They're great people to have around. Real credit to their nation. We get on really well with them. They've been sharing a hotel with us actually this week, and great group of people.
Yeah. She'll bounce back. So there's a track hole just to make sure that there's nothing that needs clearing or moving or repairing, and then we'll get to the Belgian entry, Kelly van Petegem. So we now know that 3:50.5 is, if you like, the time to beat, not to be last.
That's it. There's a bit of a gap there between Riley and Kelly, so I think Kelly should be pretty confident that she's going to finish in front of Riley. Yeah, but as I said in the last heat, it's always about looking forward, seeing how many places you can gobble up.
We talked about this in the previous heat, but again, you've got your athletes ready to go, and then suddenly track hold. You've got to go and find warmth. Got to try and maintain focus.
Yeah, that's where you want to be. They crank the radiators up in there. You got some windows so you can see out, get the vibe. But it's all about staying focused, staying warm.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. You get yourself amped up, you go through all your rituals, and then next thing you know,
you have to watch the team dance.
Yeah, exactly. Good vibes.
And it is a great atmosphere at these events. Training in the week was surreal almost, wasn't it? Because there was nobody here, really.
No.
There was no atmosphere, barely any noise apart from the sled going down the run. Whereas now, the place is absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, the masses have descended, haven't they? And no, they always do. It's a great job of cheering all the crews along. You hear horns on the start. They've got those blow-up plastic balloons, if you like. They slam together, make lots of noise.
And you feel that when you're competing. Surely you're at the top, and although you're trying to be focused, you can't block that out.
No, that's it. And I think that's a good way of describing it. You do feel it. It's not necessarily something you hear because you're so focused on doing what you're doing. Yeah. But you get this surge of atmosphere. Yeah, it hits you right in the chest, right? So, and it, I mean, we've seen hundredths of a second can mean everything in a race like this. So, Yeah. So I mean, you know, a big start. If you get the crowd behind you, it can act as another man on the sled, and you can just eke a little bit more out of yourself.
So, Kelly Van Petegem and Unity de Clercq getting themselves psyched up. Still got the woolly coats on, the big thick jackets, but they'll dispense with those once the countdown continues. The sled will be put into the grooves, and then it is down to them.
So if anyone's wondering why, you know, we have the track holds after a crash, there'll be some track workers down in the crash now, just making sure that there's not any damage down there. Of course, they'll be checking on the girls as well that crashed, making sure they're all right. Removing the sled from the track, that takes a little bit of time as well, because these sleds are heavy. There we go, they flipped the sled, so they should be going in a minute or two.
Make sure there's no extraneous ice or dirt or anything that's going to get in the way. Everything's as smooth. The cockpit is clean for when the athletes need to leap on board, get any ice swept off the shoes. Spikes are there, warm clothing off, and then they're going to feel the chill.
That's it, yeah. Last minute polish for the sled. Quite nice and shiny, so it just slips through the air.
Absolutely. So, start time to beat, 5.84. Start record, 5.43. That was set by Ilana Myers-Taylor back in 2015, and still no one's come close.
Yeah, it stood a long time, hasn't it? I mean, it just goes to show the longevity of Ilana Myers-Taylor. She's been around for a long time now and doing the business and doing it well. So, phenomenal athlete. But I think we should see this Belgian pair start slightly faster than Riley. Last heat was a 5.79.
They've yo-yoed a bit, 20th to 15th, and back down to 19th, but let's see what pans out here, because the final run of the weekend for Kelly Van Petegem is underway. The 2024 BMW IBSF World Championships in two-woman bobsleigh. 19th coming into this, push handles are down, and the start time is a 5.74. That's a 10th quicker than TJack.
That's a good start time for them, and the main thing is they kept it nice and clean out of the grooves as well, so we didn't see any big errors going into corner zeros. They should be able to hold on to some velocity at the top of the track here.
So 0.6 of a second up, but we're comparing this against TJack's time. So Kelly Van Petegem, who's quicker anyway, and remember that each sled that goes should be quicker than the one before, because you're in the reverse of the Heat 3 rankings. A little bit wide into the Kreisel, got away with that.
Yeah, a bit of a tap going in, it just throws you a little bit late into Kreisel. Again, a little bit late into 9, so a little bit whippy in the corner there, but shot through to 11 nicely.
Speed building on this second part of the track, down through the labyrinth, and then up towards the Zielkurve, the final corner. This is where people have been caught out over the course of the weekend, but it's good for Van Petegem. 3:48.48, so moves are well ahead of Riley TJack.
Yeah, I think we're actually seeing the track maybe speeding up a little bit. It might just be the sun. The sun's now off the track. The air's a little bit cooler. But 131.9 kilometers an hour. That's up there with some of the best we saw in the third heat an hour ago. So maybe there's a little bit more speed in the track now.
Well, Melissa Lochholtz will be hoping so, because she's going to be the next one to go from 18th after Heat 3, needing to find some time. One or two tags of the wall, weren't there, as far as Kelly Van Petegem was concerned, but even so, 2.2 seconds faster than Riley TJack. But in fairness, Riley had the crash long before the final curve this time, and Kelly there, helmet off, waves. She's happy, but totally different face and emotion at the top of the track, where Melissa Lochholtz then now starts to prepare, having moved from track and field into bobsleigh, her 5th World Championship appearance. And a good start here is going to be absolutely vital. Push, push, push.
Yeah, see what they can do. They pushed a 5.76 in the last heat. See if they can improve on that. Same again. Yeah. Okay, so you can't complain at that, and not too bad off corner zero there as well. So they should keep good velocity going into the top of the track. Now, Melissa, like we say, it's always about looking forward, right? Who can you overtake in this last heat? And in front of her, she's got Deborah Annan, who is 0.13 seconds in front of her, and then in front of that, Victoria Szymanska as well, which potentially she could catch up. She has a really good run here. Looking good so far.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, Melissa Lochholtz, experienced, quick. Bit of a surprise that she's only 18th, so trying to rebuild as best she can, and 4/10 clear. So this is looking pretty good in comparison with the less experienced pair that has gone before, and through the labyrinth. Bit of a late flop down there.
A little bit late, but again, look at that speed, 132.7, so we're starting to see that improve. It's good, firmly in first place.
3:47.93, so that's over half a second to the good. That's really impressive.
Well, I think she's done overshooting the brakes straight there a little bit. I tell you what, it's not easy pulling those brakes. You know, you've got to put a big effort in, and it's not uncommon for things to go wrong, and you see crews overshoot that braking straight quite often. But great drive there by Melissa. I think you know, she's done everything she needs to do in order to catch those sleds in front of her. Like I say, there's a gap of just over a tenth to Deborah Annan, and a little bit more as well to Victoria Jananska. So, you know, we could potentially see her gain a place or two here.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't, of the three, wasn't the best start time, but rebuilt the run all the way down the hill to be half a second faster. And talking of Deborah Annan, she is the next one to go. Her dad, Martin, was a bronze medalist in the Olympics, and Deborah Annan, junior monobob gold winner in St. Moritz. And the fact that she's in the top 20 in her first competition at this level is impressive.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's a testament to, you know, herself, her athletic ability, her brakeman, and the coaching of the program as well.
Yeah. So start time to beat 5.74. Let's see what she can do. 5.72 was what she was able to do earlier on in the week. Sorry, 5.78 earlier on in the week, and that is going to be 5.81. So time lost already.
Slightly quicker than Heat 3, but like you say, yeah, it's slower compared to yesterday.
But green means it's good by 0.05 relative to Melissa Lochholtz. So as long as that graphic is staying green, it means she's up on the fastest time so far. 500's not a massive margin. Let's see what it is now. 300, so it's narrowing.
Yeah, and not quite as quick as well if you look at the velocity there. So this could be a really close cut thing as we get to the line.
We're getting to that tipping point. 100 now, and on the next intermediate, you might find it goes red, and that means that Lochholtz is back ahead. This is going to be tight.
Oh, okay.
Big crash. 300's up. Crash coming up towards the Zeal curve. She'll get to the end.
See that go red, yeah.
3:49.18. Disappointing end.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for her because, you know, like you say, first major competition, and she's had 3 really good runs.
Absolutely.
You know, and just to have that error, a big error on the last run, so it's a real shame.
And not only that, but although the margin had gone from 300s down to 100, she'd found the time and she'd stretched it again, and then has the crash.
She'd stemmed the bleed, and then, but unfortunately, you know, that quick section, like I say, the track is a little bit quicker, and that can catch some people out sometimes when it speeds up. It's just a couple of kilometres an hour quicker, but it can catch people out.
Drop down there after a late flop, and here, high, wide, and couldn't quite catch it.
Just couldn't quite save it, yeah.
Oh, what a feeling. Because you kind of expect it's coming, I suppose. The G-force changes.
That's it, yeah. So talk about 0G in the back of the sled. No, I'm lucky. I've never crashed, believe it or not.
Is that down to you or your driver?
It's down to my driver, yeah. Brad Hall. I've got to give him props there. He's never crashed me. However, there's been a couple of moments where I felt that 0G.
Yeah.
But of course, having never crashed, I didn't know what I was feeling.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Every day's a school day, isn't it?
Every day is a school day, definitely, in this sport. Yeah, there's so much to it. Obviously, you know, we talk about the technology, the equipment, and of course, we've got our own training methods and things like that. You know, 2 big sides to it, the athletic ability, the drive ability, but then also, you know, what kit are you in? How good is that? So,
track hold, and the next to go will be Victoria Jananska. So 16th coming into this. It's still Melissa Lochholtz then at the top from Kelly van Petegem, and Deborah Annan 3rd. So that crash did cost time and stays ahead of Riley TJack, but
there you go, pointing out the sponsors there.
Yeah.
And why not? You know, those sponsors, they make all the difference to teams and programs with not much funding. You know, obviously they rely on sponsors for whether that be financial or whether that be you know, for equipment or clothing. Every little helps.
Almost living expenses, because, you know, once the season starts, you're on the road, aren't you?
Yeah, on the road. Bobsleigh really is a lifestyle. You know, I think a lot of people don't realise that you'll leave your house in sort of October, November time, and you might have a couple of weeks for Christmas, but then you won't step back through the door until March. So you know, you've got to be used to living away. And we talk about team chemistry a lot. It's really important that you get on well as a team, because of course you're in each other's pockets all the time. So, you know.
Well, the next to go will be Wiktoria Chenanska and Lucia Mokrosova, the two Slovakians. Wiktoria, who began in bobsleigh back in 2018, 7th in the European Championships this year, and 14th in last year's World. So can she improve on that? That's the question.
Yeah, so this is one of the crews that we saw improve on the start compared to yesterday. So they pushed a 5.75, which is a solid time. So potentially they've gone away, they've looked at something on the video, they've seen maybe what they can improve, and they've implemented it today. So we'll see what they can do in this push. You know, if they bring it down again, that'd be brilliant, because with Melissa Lochholtz knocking on the door, you know, you've got to hope that you find a bit of time down the track.
True enough. So the best start time we've had so far, 5.74, and the Slovakian sled is righted. It'll be put into the grooves in a moment. Jackets off. So dramatic start to this final heat of the Women's World Championships, with 2 crashes within the first 4 sleds down the run. Time to focus then. Coach wishes them well. Visor will go down. Eyes on that shoot towards corner 0. They'll be thinking about the start process in their minds, perhaps having already driven the run during that track hold psychologically and mentally going through it corner by corner. Bated breath at the top of the hill. And so now, into position steps Lucia Mokrosova, and stepping forward now, Wiktoria Chenanska. Is it better to start already holding the handle or run up to it so you've got a bit of force behind you?
I think different athletes prefer different things. Obviously, we've got to think for these ladies as well. They're pushing a 2-man sled. It's the same as what the men push, so it is a very heavy sled. So sometimes the female drivers prefer to take a runner just to give themselves that little bit more momentum getting onto the sled, and Wiktoria's one of those. So
go. 5.74 is the target off the start. In leaps Wiktoria Chenanska, and let's see what that start time is going to be. It's a 5.75, so the second best start time, but they're ahead already on aggregate. And now the run continues, 74 kilometres an hour, plunging downhill through turn 2.
Yeah, they'll be pleased with that start. It's equals what they pushed in the last heat, and it's better than yesterday. So, and what we're seeing at the moment is green numbers, so green is good, right? They're finding time.
They're ahead of Lochholtz, but can they stay ahead of Melissa Lochholtz? We have seen time ebb away the further down the run people have come today, both in the women and the men's fall competition earlier on. But right now, Chenanska is looking good, but is it going to be good enough? 900s, okay, that's a reasonable margin.
Yeah, she's shot through to 11 quite nicely there. Now, this is the bit that's been catching people out. Down off 13 here. Oh, she handles it well. And that's a really good speed, 133.2 kilometres an hour, so she is moving.
10th up, late flock down, but fastest anyway, 347.8. That's a good run.
There we go. Yeah, really good drive there by Wiktoria Chenanska. And we know she's got talent with a couple of good starts today. We see another one overshoot the braking straight. But, I mean, that might be just the speed catching them out, right? Because they're so much quicker. But, yeah, Wiktoria has had a really good drive there. Especially after corner 9, through the fast section, she, did really well around 13, where some of the other girls have been struggling. So managed to keep a lot of speed going into the final corner, and she's in front.
She is indeed. Is indeed, by a tenth of a second, 0.13. So that's a margin. That's good.
It is good. Yeah, safely in first at the moment.
So Wiktoria Chenanska, as you say, Aaron, is the fastest, but 14th last year is what she's trying to improve on. So, Wiktoria Chenanska leads, Melissa Lochholtz, Kelly Van Petersen third, Deborah Annan and Radi TJack, the 2 crashers, a 4th and 5th. And for Poland, Linda Wyszkowska and Marika Zandekska gets ready to go. They were 8th in the Europeans in Sigulda this year, 19th Linda in Monobob last week. Let's see what they can do here. Second World Championship appearance, 16th last year indeed was Linda Wyszkowska.
Yeah, they'll be looking to improve their start time slightly. They're looking to push under 5.7, is what they got yesterday, so let's see what they can do. 5.73 and a big whack off the wall, yeah, not what you want at the top of the track. However, I've been really impressed with this pair. Linda has been driving really well. It's a new program, a resurgent program for Poland. We didn't see much of them last year. So for them to revive that program and come into it again this year, and she sat in a pretty good position, 15th place. So
yeah. Through the Kreisel then, and fastest so far. Linda Wyszkowska trying to beat that time of Victoria Chenanska. 3:47.8. She's 0.28 of a second up, so this is looking good. But again, we're now into this second half.
Yeah.
This is the danger point, if you like, because this is where people have been caught out.
This is it, yeah.
Oh, late flop down.
Bit of a flop. She handles it well.
3:47.8 to beat. 3:47.6.
Wow.
Goes fastest.
Yeah, fastest, but she has lost a lot of time there compared to Victoria. But it just goes to show. I mean, Victoria, had a great drive. However, that's the final heat, so she should be pleased with that. Firmly in first place.
Fastest in the first intermediate, second fastest in the next two, and then third in the next. So time was dropping away.
Time dropping away, and that's probably seeing, the error at the top of the track catching up with them out of the start groups. I mean, we typically call Winterberg a starter's track, so those that tend to start the fastest will finish the fastest. Whereas other tracks, you might be able to drive your way into a medal position or drive your way through the field, so to speak. Winterberg, it's really important you get that big start, so any errors there can cost you quite a lot.
Well, they've set the best start time, 5.73, and it is Ying next to go with Yu Wang as her brakewoman. They were 9th last year, 5th World Championship appearance for driver Ying. 15th last weekend in Monobob. First Chinese female bobsledder to get a World Cup medal at Sigulda last year, 14th in the Winter Olympics. So experienced and consistent over the heats, 14th, 12th, 14th, always been round about the same area. So the time to beat off the start is 5.73. Looks neat enough. Push handle is down, and the time is 5.70. That's really good.
Yeah, so they've pushed faster than the Polish pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking good.
And they're ahead on the intermediate by nearly 4/10. Look at this, 0.39 up. So now it's really down to Ying not to make any errors and to see whether, rather than lose that margin, she can increase it.
Yeah,
and she is
going that way.
Yeah.
Really good speed coming to Kreisel. It's a really good drive by Ying. Nice and smooth out of Kreisel, looking good. Round corner 8 into corner 9. And shooting nicely through, past 10 into 11. This is where the track gets fast, and we know it gets technical down here.
It gets Larry.
A little bit late there.
Up.
Bit of a tap going into the final corner, but she should be fine.
It's going to be fastest, isn't it? Is it going to be in the 46s? Not quite. 3:47.04. 3:47.04. Fastest by 6/10 of a second.
6/10, yeah, that's a sizable gap.
It is indeed.
And they should be pleased with that. That's a nice conclusion to their world champs. Looking in front of them, it's quite a fair gap to Margot Boch, but they have put down a good run there. So, and as we know, with the track speeding up, anything can happen down in that lower labyrinth section. So they put themselves into contention there of at least gaining a spot.
Yeah, and they were 2,700s up on Margot Boch. Behind Margot Boch. So
yeah. I mean, it's a lot to do.
It is.
It's a lot to do.
But you never know.
This is the thing. You never know. We've already seen a couple of crashes this heat with the increase in speed of the track. So there's potential. Here she is, Margot Boch.
The time to be the fastest would be 56.72 on this isolated run. Margot Boch and Carla Seneschal get ready to go. So they are ahead of the Chinese pair by 2,700ths. They are now visor down, focused on the start, on the push. That 60-second timer counts down. They're in business. Ignore the first 15 metres. They break the timing beam. Margot leaps on board. Push handle is down. Carla is in. And the time is 5.65. Best start time yet.
Yeah, that's a great start by the pair. Slightly slower than Heat 3, however, better than yesterday. So good consistency. And they put the times all into the same ballpark. So that's what you want to see. And like I've said before, it's all about consistency, especially when you've got 4 heats like this in the major championships.
So 3/10 up, as long as it's neat and tidy in this section, and it is, they're still 3/10 up. But as we keep on mentioning, we're heading to that part of the track where it gets faster and more technical and more difficult. Here it comes.
Little tap into 9, but it's not too bad onto there. And they shoot through to 11 well. Now we'll see that speed increasing. It's the lower labyrinth. Oh, a little late off there
as well.
Early into the final corner, but I think she should manage it. There we go.
Fastest, 3:46.67.
Ducks below the cowling. She crosses the line just to gain a bit of speed. Coach there saluting to the camera. That's a nice little gesture to Margot's military background.
0.37 then, faster than Ying. So well done, Margot Boch and Carla Seneschal. They go top. Whether they stay there, I rather doubt, because there are lots of quick drivers to come. But that was a good run. One or two little mistakes, maybe, but even so, on the whole, a good run.
Yeah, and looking in front of her, we got Katy Bile next.
Yeah.
Yeah, so big flop off 13 there. Like I say, you know, it's been a real area for contention, and you can see all the ice spray out of those back runners. It's like turning your ice skate sideways, right? it's breaking. So any of that is not good. But
it's the flop, the skid that followed it. Yeah. But for Team Bile, Katy Bile and Anna Schenk.
Look how close this is.
Yeah,
2 100s.
200s between them. Anna Schenk, the great woman, professional dog walker, dog psychology student in her World Championship debut. Katy Bile sets off now, and let's see what she can do. 8, 14, 13. So the results haven't really improved over the course of the weekend for her. If anything, they've gone backwards. 5.69, second best start, and a bit of a skid coming off corner 0.
A little bit of a skid. She seemed to handle it well, though. Didn't take any major whacks. So, however, look at that. Clock's already in the red.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
7 100ths back.
She was 4th in the 2019 Worlds. This is her 6th World Championship appearance, but this looks really scrappy, doesn't it? Another skid evident there, and a 10th down.
Yeah, a bit of attack going into prize. She's got lots of experience, Katy. But you know, she hasn't quite been able to put a really good run down in this championships yet. Yeah, again a little bit late, big skid into 11. It's a bit better through there, a bit of a flop off, but not too bad. 5th fastest speed.
And let's see where it's going to be for a time. Is it going to be second quickest?
It is.
It is 3:46.81. Could be disappointed with that, really. And as we keep saying, the weekends just never really clicked for her.
No, not quite. And you know, it's a shame. I mean, like I say, she's got so much experience.
Yeah.
She'll
great to have her back in the sport.
It's great. Yeah, great to see her back. You know, she's great talent, and
illness put her out for a while, but it's great to have her back. Great character.
Yeah.
Salutes the crowd, even in disappointment. But there, look, up the wall and then across the track, little tag and a skid.
Yeah.
And it was sideways for a long time.
It was, yeah, and that all just scrubs time off. Like we said, it's, you know, those ice skates sideways. So, but you know, like you say, she's had a bit of time out, Katy, and it's great to see her back.
Yeah.
You know, you are going to experience a little bit of skill fade if you do take the time out. But competing at a world champs, it's never easy. Now, this is the battle I'm really looking forward to. So we've got Mel Hasler sat in 11th place, and she is just 8 100ths behind 7th place.
Yeah.
So if she has a good run here, she could gain 4 places. You know. So let's see
here
what
goes.
she can do.
Her 4th appearance, and she was 4th last year. So Melanie Hasler should be there or thereabouts. 10th after Heat 1, then 7th, then fell to 12th. Heat 3 wasn't mega. But let's see how she can piece this together. Margot Boch's time you can see, and she's ahead of it already.
And in heats 1 and 3, we saw Mel hit that corner 0 really hard. That scrubbed her speed. But she's going well here.
Best start time, 5.60. She's ahead at the first intermediate. Going to be ahead at the second, potentially. She is.
Yeah, she's
by nearly 3 tenths. This is looking good.
It is, and Mel's got tons of talent. You know,
yeah.
She's. Like I say, I'm quite surprised to see her outside of the top 10 because she does have so much talent, and she's a great athlete, great starter. And this is more like the Mel we know, right? She's driving it well now.
Look at this. It's fast, it's smooth, it's quick.
Look at that, smooth.
3:39 so far, and this should be the best time so far. 3:46.3. Very well done. Half a second to the good over Katy Bile, and nearly 4 tenths quicker than Margot Boch, 0.37. Melanie Hasler goes top. That was well driven.
She's got to be pleased with that. And like I say, it's so close. She was sat in 11 after Heat 3, and there's 0.08 seconds to 7th. So we've got those teams in front of her that, if they've seen that on the screen, they could be quite nervous, because that was a great drive. They need to be, who have we got next? Andrea Greu. She needs to be clinical in this run in order to stay in front.
It was the best start that we'd had in this fourth heat, and it looked pretty much error-free, didn't it, all the way down? It was fast, it was smooth, it was controlled.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sport to watch when they get it right, so well done, Mel.
Yeah, she's happy with that?
Yeah, got to be pleased with that. Last run, best run, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Melanie Hasler leads Margot Boch with Katy Bile third, Ying fourth, Linda Wyszkowska fifth, Victoria Chenanska rounding out the top six, as now Andrea Greu gets ready to go with Teodora Andrea Vlad behind. The WCH sled is readied. Andrea Greu, a bronze in the World Cup, and fifth in the Monobob last week.
Another great starter. So, you know, what did she do in her last heat? It was a 65, so let's see if she can improve on that. 64, so yeah, a little bit, just about a bit slower than Mel, and that clock's already gone red, took a bit too much at corner zero.
But we have seen people lose time down the hill, therefore others gain it, but she's 700s down already. That, I fear, was down to that corner zero, as you say, Aaron. A little tag of the wall on the outside there.
Yeah, you want no errors at the top of the track. Again, a little skid there and a little tap going into Kreisel, so...
Sixth best velocity, 95.5 kilometres an hour. But now we start to get to the really fast part of this Winterberg track. 1.33 kilometres long, the competition length. 2/10 down. She's getting closer. She's going quicker. But is she going to go green before the very end? She's running out of corners. It's still 2/10 down.
Too much to do, I fear.
Up to the timing line, and the clock's going to stop at 3:46.48.
She found a bit of velocity down at the bottom of the track, but yeah, not enough. I think just the errors at the top of the track have cost her that, but yeah, maybe just more of a testament to Mel's drive, where, you know, she's really pulled a good drive out of the bag there, and it's exactly what she needed. But Greu, yeah, she's got to be pleased with that. It's always a bit of a funny feeling when you get to the end of the World Champs. Could I have done more? Could, you know, but yeah, so
a little bit of time loss maybe there. But
yeah.
it did steer the sled in the right angle, if you like, to come into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So 11 gone, 9 to go in the 2024 BMW IBSF World Championships for the two-woman bobsleigh competition. We're getting closer to medals. We're getting closer also to this great battle for, what, 10th to 6th.
Yeah.
That's going to be the focus of the immediate attention, because ready to go now is Bianca Rebi along with Niamh Hockey. And Bianca Rebi is another very experienced bobsledder. The driver push, the brake woman push, they jump in together. And let's see what that start time is. 5.60 to beat, 5.64 equals Greu's time.
Yeah, so their best start of the entire competition, so they'll be pleased with that. And it means they've got it right. They got up for that last heat. It's exactly what they needed, you know, with Mel driving so well. They needed that fast start. But look, the clock's gone red, so they've come back to second. There's not much in it, so can Rebi keep this nice and clean now? And can she find time anywhere down this track?
No is the answer, look, because now that gap's widened from 100th to 300th, so she's got even more time to find, and it keeps Melanie Hasler at the top.
It's bleeding away, isn't it?
Yeah. But can she go second? Can she jump ahead of Greu? That's the next question.
She's found some speed there. She had the best velocity going through that section. She's going round 11 here into the lower labyrinth. Looking good there.
But 700ths back, she's not going to be able to beat Melanie Hasler. But can she go second ahead of Greu as she breaks the beam? The answer is yes. 3:46.37. Goes second fastest, Bianca Rebi.
She does, so I think that's no worse than 10th, I believe. Which, top 10, you should be pleased with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit of a battle of Canada, if you like, because in front of her she's got Cynthia Appia, and there was really nothing to split those two. 100th of a second after 3 heats. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully, well, let's see if she's done enough to get in front of Cynthia, or will Cynthia have a great drive and stay in front of her? But it's always good to see those battles in the programme between two drivers, because that means you've got a competition, right? And that's what coaches want. They want to get the most out of their drivers, and everybody wants to be the top dog in their programme.
Spurs you on even more to beat your team. Melanie Hasler looking content for the moment, still the fastest by 700ths now from Bianca Rebi. And here is Cynthia Appia ready to go. Another very determined competitor, having been overlooked for the Olympic team as a brake woman, thought about quitting and then decided she'd come back as a driver, and it's been a really good decision.
It has, yeah, and we know the talent of Cynthia. She's which is an absolutely brilliant starter. We've seen that in the Monobob. So let's see what they can do off the start here.
5.56 is the best so far. That is really good.
That's a great start.
It's their best of the weekend, isn't it? So
it is,
very good getaway
for
Cynthia Appia. Straight away the clock goes green. Now by how much is she ahead of Melanie Hasler? A 10th.
A whole 10th, already. And if she could just keep it neat up in this top section and let the sled fly as we get past corner 9, then I think she should be in a pretty good spot. Looking good so far. Dropping a little bit of time.
Only 700s ahead. She is ahead still, but even so, time has been dropped somewhere.
Look at that velocity coming down, so that potentially, again, I mean, we can talk about track degradation.
Only 200s ahead on that last sector, and now she's behind. She's lost time. She's 200s down, so she's lost 400s within that last intermediate, and so Cynthia Appia will go across the line to be second, 3:46.36.
And just remains 100th in front of Rebi. So she's won the Battle of Canada there, so she takes something away from that. But, I mean, it goes to show what a drive by Mel Hasler.
Yes.
And I said, you know, there's that tiny gap between 11th and 7th place. And if one of them just has a great run, they can pick up loads of spots, and Mel's proven that. But a good effort here by Cynthia, and you know, she should be pleased with that. Inside the top 10
at
the World Champs.
But how high in the top 10 remains to be seen, because you've got some quick people still to come. And it's all smiles
Thank you,
at the bottom.
and Lil Sebastian for great World Championships.
Here, huddling for warmth at the top, Adele Nicol and Kaya Placide. They've had a great weekend so far, the two Brits.
Yeah, I think this is the one we've been looking forward to. It's honestly super exciting to see Adele in this position, and you know, I know how hard she works being around in the program. Kaya as well, just a great young talent. And they're going to need a huge start here. They are slightly slower than those that are around them off the start, so a big start is really going to pay dividends. So let's see what they've got.
Here goes. So 7th coming into this final heat for Adele Nicol and Kaya Placide. They jump on board. Is corner 0 going to be good? A little bit of the wall used. 3rd best start, 5.61, so they're in the hunt.
Bit of a skid off corner 0 there, but a good start. It's their best of the competition so far. So, they can be pleased with that, and let's see.
Only 100th ahead. They are ahead of Melanie Hasler, but 100th is not much of a margin. And now it's gone red, so Adele Nicol has dropped time in that second intermediate. Come on, she's going to try and buy this back somehow. 600s, more time lost. Melanie Hasler stays ahead. What can Adele Nicol do?
Dropping into 3rd. Come on, Adele, you've got this.
Little tap off the wall there.
A little bit late into 9.
Down to 4th.
Slight tap through 10.
Last few corners. Way up the wall. Ragged, late flop. Down to 5th after a really good start to the weekend. Adele Nicol goes through. 5th quickest, 3:46.58. She wanted to be in the top 6, but I don't think she's going to stay there. She'll be disappointed with that.
She will be really disappointed. I think, you know, I mean, she's put back-to-back 3 really good runs.
You can see how she feels.
Yeah, bless her.
Big
It'll be difficult to deal with now, but I think looking back at this competition, she'll be super proud of herself. I mean, 3 runs that were really good. Unfortunately, that last run is probably her, it was her worst run of the competition, but I mean, Adele, take a bow, because this is your first major championships, 2nd season driving, and you know, mixing it up with the big dogs.
Absolutely,
so,
and in a world championship. So
yeah.
There's a smile. Kaya Placide.
Kaya should be proud as well. I mean, that's great push on the last one. You know, the best push of the competition. So always got to take the positives, and she's got a bright future and a long future ahead of her, Adele. So.
Here is somebody in contrast that's still competitive but has been there and done it and has got just about every medal going. Elana Myers-Taylor still has the start record here. Maybe a surprise that she was only 6th after heat 3, but don't rule her out. Let's see what can be done here to get further up the order. 2nd best start time.
Yeah, 5:57, great getaway. A little bit down compared to what we've seen, so potentially, you know, a bit of fatigue setting in for the athletes, but we know Elana is such a talented driver. And of course, we've got another battle going on here for 4th place. 0.09 seconds with Keisha Love and Bree Walker tied for 4th. So she could potentially jump up quite a lot, but this run is looking like she's bleeding a little bit of speed, it's a bit skiddy.
7/10 to the good, though. Still 7/10, but it was 75 hundredths, now 70 100. So a little bit of time has ebbed away, not very much. And Ilana Myers-Taylor knows so much about this sport. Again, 0.68 now the margin, so it's narrowed a little bit, but she will be the fastest coming out of the last curve now. 3:45.64 is the new target time, and the American team are happy with that. She's got her 2 sons in tow, the travelling Myers-Taylor family here as well to cheer on Mum.
Yeah, that's it. No worse than 6th for Ilana Myers-Taylor. But of course she'll be looking to gain a couple of spots here. But
and straight away, look, waves to the crowd, goes and embraces everybody, high-fiving them.
True champion.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
But yeah, first major champ's back after that year out, and of course, like we say, she's got, she's the super mom. She's out here travelling with her family and looking after the kids as she goes. So. Big smiles, that's what we love to see.
We talk about how this sport takes a toll on the body. She started in 2007. She's been going a long, long time. So, still competitive and just so enthusiastic for it. Now, in this Battle of America, there is Keisha Love next to go with Azaria Hill, a former gymnast and college sprinter. Only started bobsleigh in 2020, did Keisha Love. But she's had a really good World Championships, and if she were to come out on top in the Battle of the Americans ahead of Ilana Myers-Taylor, that'd be quite a scalp to claim.
It really would, yeah, big scalp. Now, we know this could be one of the fastest starts to the competition. We know the talent of these girls. They're incredible athletes. A 5:49, wow. Okay, so down in the 40s.
Best time yet.
Best time yet, yeah, we've seen today, and other than Laura Nolte. But she's a phenomenal starter. We know she's got that in the bank. Now let's see what she can do on the drive. She's nearly 3/10 in front, which is a big buffer.
Sure. Yeah, best start time of heat 4. Quicker than anybody to the first intermediate. And the second, 3/10 of a second.
And that gap is growing.
It is, isn't it? So she wants to get ahead of Ilana. Keisha Love looking good, looking quick.
She's joint 4th at the moment with Bree. So she knows she needs a really good drive here in order to secure that 4th place. Of course, Bree's going to be gunning for that as well.
But it's staying green, so she's still quickest and 4/10 of a second faster than Ilana Myers-Taylor. That's impressive. 1 corner to go, over the timing line, bit of a late flop down, but 3:45.23 is enough to go top.
Yeah,
fastest.
Brilliant run. Brilliant
Very
run
impressive
there by Keisha. And I mean, to just, she's so new to the front seat, and she's just doing so well.
Yeah, 3rd last year as a break woman.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that's the bobsleigh model, take your best break woman, stick them in the front seat, they've got the push, and if they can drive, then, and they sew it all together, then you get results like this.
Exactly right.
And the Americans, they've been working on developing new kit. These sleds that we see here are American-made, and they seem to be working well for them.
But 4/10 of a second between Keisha Love and Ilana Myers-Taylor. That's impressive. It's an impressive margin in any sense, but ahead of Ilana is very impressive.
It is, yeah, because we know, obviously, Ilana, super talented, and she's got all the accolades and medals to prove it. So, yeah, really well done, Keisha.
So, it is Bree Walker next to go, with Chiara Rodriguez behind, and Bree Walker tied 4th coming into this with Keisha Love. 3:45.23 to beat. Here goes.
Keisha's really thrown down a gauntlet there, and Bree is going to have one of the best drives of her life, I think, in order to either match that or beat that. We knew she was going to be down on the start, so I'm not surprised here to see that she's in 2nd at the moment, but Bree's got the quality behind the D-rings in order to make this up if she can get it right.
3rd off the start, 3rd for the first intermediate, so Bree Walker not a great start to this final run of the weekend. 1700ths down, 2nd fastest though at the next split, so she is improving, getting further up those individual split rankings, and let's see what the next one is going to be. 1900ths back, still 2nd quickest.
Yeah,
it's not coming though, is it?
Time's going backwards a little bit.
Yeah. So where is this going to put her? It's not going to put her fastest, we don't think. 2/10 of a second down now. So Bree Walker coming up to the line is going to slot in 2nd fastest.
2nd, yeah. elation there for Keisha Love, because that's no worse than fourth at her first major champs. Bree, I mean, it wasn't a bad run. I thought it was a good run. A couple of small errors, maybe up at the top, but a great drive all the same. I think Keisha just had an absolute stormer, if I'm honest. But Bree, another great personality to have out on the circuit.
But bear in mind, Keisha Love's got the best start time of anybody, so
this is it. Yeah,
a lot of it was perhaps done there.
Yeah, and I've mentioned it before. Winterberg, the starter's track, right? If you start well, you're going to throw a lot of velocity into the sled up through those slow corners at the start of the track before you get to corner 9, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
So starts are really important.
Well done, Bree.
Well done, Bree.
So second at the moment, but now we're heading to deciding medals, aren't we? With 3 to go. For Team Kriki, it is the track record holder from Heat 1, Kim Kriki, along with Yoni Fiebig, who is next to go. And we are in business then. 3 to go. They're all German crews, and this is going to sort out the medals. 5.52, only the second best start time in this final heat. But Kriki goes green, so she's ahead on aggregate of Keisha Love, but she's got to stay green all the way down the hill. Yeah, so Keisha was faster off the start, but Kriki does have a big advantage here, 8 tenths. But she'll be looking forward. She'll be trying to catch Lara Nolte, who had a great third heat. Slightly down on the starts compared to what she's had previously in the competition, but she's holding good speed here. Fastest velocity going into the Kreisel. Lots of support from the crowd at the Kreisel as well. Still ahead by 0.87 of a second. It's looking good, this for Kim Kriki. Yeah, little tap into 9, then a flop off, and a bit squirrely through into 11. A 56.8 for the individual run would put a top 9 tenths quicker now. Look at that. Keisha Love. This is really, really impressive, isn't it? She will go fastest by nearly a full second. 3:44.27. Track record as well. So Kim Kriki takes another track record. We saw her do it yesterday, and she's managed to do it again today. And just to put that into perspective, we've seen the track degrading over the course of the day. We saw it in the 4-man, we saw it earlier in the 2-man. Potentially it's a bit colder now, but to get a track record at this stage in the race is just phenomenal. And what a brilliant drive by Kim Kriki. Absolutely. So that is the defending champion getting back into the mix, even with a skid there. But a track record now means that the others are going to have to really go some to secure good medal positions. This is it, yeah. So Kim's done a really good job. I mean, what more could she have done? Track record. Yeah. She's put herself into contention. We know it's definitely a bronze. Yeah, indeed. So that'll be a bit of relief for her, but she'll be wanting to get that gold medal back that she took last year. So Lara Nolte now has to sort of do a slight reset, because not only has she got to get a good time, but she knows that a track record has just been set. A little bit more pressure. She's really got to deliver now. Yeah, that's it. She can't make any errors. But Lara, she is clinical behind those D-rings. She really knows what she's doing. We see that in the Monobob all the time. She doesn't have the best start in the Monobob, but she can just drive her way to those medals. Great start by the pair, 5:49. That equals Keisha Love, doesn't it, as the best? Equal best in Heat 4. Yeah, slightly slower than their last heat. However, a great start all the same. Yeah, and she's ahead of Kim Kriki by a tenth of a second. So now, not only are we looking for the classification here, we also need to see a 55.84 be beaten for a new track record, and that might happen yet. Let's see, through the Kreisel comes Lara Nolte. 3:28 to beat at the next intermediate. She should be able to do it. Let's see, 3:28 dead, so 1600ths ahead. Extending that gap, she's got really good speed. She was really nice onto 9 there. She's coming down into the lower labyrinth. No problems there. Bit of a flop off, but look at that speed, 133.6. What's the time going to be? Is this going to be fastest? It is a track record as well. 55.75. Wow. Knocks it out of the park. Well done, Lara Nolte. 55.75. Another track record, and that puts her in the lead. Brilliant stuff. We are just seeing a masterclass on display. I mean, 2 track records back to back. Great starts. I mean, the Germans, they just really know how to do this. They've got really good kit, but of course, the athletes themselves, I mean, the starts up there with the best, and the talent behind the D-rings, She's not been fastest in any of the previous 3 heats. If you're going to be fastest, this is the one to secure it in, isn't it? That's it, yeah. This is for gold. One more sled to go. Well, we were impressed by Kim Kriki's run, 55.84. and then 55.75, a new track record for Laura Nolte and Deborah Levy. Now, they were 900ths behind after Heat 3, behind these two, Lisa Buchwitz and Vanessa Mark, on her birthday, Vanessa Mark. And there's a big banner near the start that says, "Push it, Vanessa, push it real good." Well, let's see whether she can do just that.
If I was Lisa, I'd be nervous here after that run. But perhaps that's why I'm not a pilot.
Well, let's see what the start's going to be. Only 5.54.
That's significantly down on their earlier start time. That was a 5.49. So they needed a big start there after the run that Laura Nolte was put in.
200ths ahead, but this is a bit marginal, isn't it? The next intermediate's going to be crucial to see whether it's extended, whether it's narrowed. So we're looking at 200ths up initially. Now we're looking at 300s. Going the right way then for Lisa Buchwitz. Driving
well. Small tap into Kreisel, which took her a little bit high. However, she's got really good speed.
Silver last year in the World Championships.
Yeah, bit of a whip into 9, but it's not. Whoa, a bit high, a bit of a big flop off 9. That could affect her coming down to the fast section of the track.
Okay, let's see. She's 800ths ahead then, so she's managed to come out the other side of that. This is for gold. Could it be a new track record as well? Breaks the beam. 3:43.99. She's done it. She's won the event. 3:43.99. It is gold for Lisa Buchwitz. What a drive.
Congratulations, Lisa Buchwitz. Fantastic. Didn't take that track record, but it was enough on aggregate. And of course, Vanessa Mark in the back. Happy birthday.
Absolutely. What a present.
Yeah. Fantastic. She is over the moon.
Silver last year, gold this year for Lisa Buchwitz. What an effort, what a performance. Brilliant stuff.
Brilliant stuff, and it's always good to see. I mean, it was so close. I mean, Kim Kriki threw the gauntlet down, track record. Laura Nolte comes along and beats that with a track record of her own. And Buchwitz with only... let it all out, honestly, let it all out.
You reckon they're happy?
Oh, yeah.
How about that? Lisa Buchwitz then takes the win. Fantastic stuff. Gold medalists, Lisa Buchwitz and Vanessa Mark in the IBSF BMW World Championships of 2024. Just superb. Put together beautifully, that run. And may have missed out on a track record, but the gold medal, that'll do them.
Yeah, consistency over those runs, you know, over the 4 heats. Consistently started well, and consistently she's driven the best. So, well deserved. Well done, Lisa.
And well done, Vanessa Mark, as well. It's going to be quite a party tonight for myriad reasons. So, 500's the winning margin, but gold goes to Lisa Buchwitz and to Vanessa Mark. Silver to Laura Nolte and Deborah Levy, and bronze to Kim Kriki and Leonie Phoebe. Keisha Love, 4th ahead of Bree Walker, and to round out the top 6, Ilana Myers-Taylor. Adele Nicol dropped to 11th in the end. Catty Bile dropped to 13th. And it was Riley TJack that rounded out the 20. But Lisa Buchwitz, Laura Nolte, Kim Kriki make it a 1, 2, 3 in the medals for Germany. America 4th, Keisha Love. Australia 5th, Bree Walker. America 6th, Ilana Myers-Taylor. But it was, okay, not quite a track record, but it was enough to win BMW IBSF World Championships in 2-woman bob for 2024 after just a great weekend all round. Second in Heat 1, fastest in Heats 2, 3 and 4. So they're 2 very, very happy athletes.
Absolutely, there's no feeling like that.
No.
You know, you've worked hard, you've done 4 tough heats, the pressure's been on, and now it's finally time to let it out. 1 more World Cup race left this season, so we look forward to getting that out of the way and then relaxing.
Well, the party for tonight for a gold medal and for Vanessa's birthday is going to be quite a raucous affair, I suspect. And the German fans have had their dream result, the top 3. But after 2 days of competition and 2 days of drama, it is, perhaps as predicted, Germany that dominates. But Lisa Buchwitz improves from silver to gold from 2023 to 2024. It's been an action-packed 2 days here at Winterberg. And it is gold for Lisa Buchwitz and Vanessa Mark at the end of BMW IBSF 2-woman bobsleigh here from Winterberg. Great action. Thanks for your company these last 2 days from Aaron Gulliver and David Addison. It's goodbye.
These guys.
Thanks a lot. Gentlemen, Winners Presentation, die Siegerpräsentation Zweierbob der Frauen, Two-Woman Bobsleigh at the BMW IBSF Bob and Skeleton World Championships 2024. Der dritte Platz. The third place läuft gerade weg. Platz. Weltmeisterinnen 2024. First place, World Champions 2024 aus Deutschland. Representing Germany, Lisa Bukl und Vanessa Boch! Was für ein Geburtstag für Vanessa Boch. Die Blumen überreicht übrigens Fiete. Hans-Wolf von Schlein, es tut nur so. Ja. Was für ein Bild! So, die Damen, ich glaube, die Fotografen hätten es gerne noch, wenn ihr ein bisschen zusammenrückt. All on the highest step, alle aufs höchste Treppchen. Finden Sie und Niki die auch noch dazu? Und Luca. Auf die Gefahr hin, dass ich mich wiederhole. Die Siegerehrung mit Medaillen, mit Pokalen heute um 19 Uhr auf dem Marktplatz in Winterberg. Wir freuen uns, wenn Sie alle mit dabei sind.
Handarbeit rausgeben oder ein Bild malen oder ein bisschen Brösel.
Ich weiß gar nicht, was ich sagen soll. Es ist gerade schwierig. Ja. Was denn? Ich weiß ja nicht. Ja.
Tell me when you're happy.
Das ist schon, dass wir jetzt die großen
Testy, testy. All good. David talking, David talking.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Ready when you are.
Okay.
Ja!
Okay, yep.
Yeah, we are ready.
Good.
When you are ready.
Lisa, congratulations. One better than last year. How important is this win?
Oh yes, it was an amazing race. I'm really happy with our push, and yeah, 4 times a good race here, and it was a very
Special moment.
Yeah, special moment for me here. It is my first gold medal as a pilot and first gold medal as a push brakeman. I don't have a gold medal, yeah, I'm really happy.
Yes.
Was there more pressure because the track record had been broken and then broken again, and then it was your turn?
Yes, but I'm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy.
The thing is to get 4 ones down, and if you don't have the track record, it doesn't matter, because when you win world champ, it doesn't matter if you have the track record here.
And Vanessa, you're a world champion on your birthday. Do birthday presents come any better than this?
There's no better birthday gift that I could ever think about, and yeah, we're just happy, and yeah, we did a good job, I think, and yeah, Yeah.
A great job and a great team.
Yes,
A great
that's
team.
absolutely.
The whole season.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.